Meeting called to order. Today is Tuesday, June 18th. It is now 6:08 PM. Town Council, meeting in the Town Council Chambers, 1170 Main Street, West Warwick, Rhode Island. We're not going to start off with prayer today. We're going to start off with a moment of silence. West Warwick lost two retirees this week. Retired Major Charles Chucky DeRosa and retired Battalion Chief Emilio DiCarlo. So if we can get a moment of silence. Thank you. Jay, will you send a pledge of allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Council President Goslin.
Here.
Council Vice President Williamson.
Here.
Councilman Messier. Councilman Licciardi.
Here.
Councilman Dennison.
Here.
Participating communities: Town of Coventry, Town of Situate, City of Cranston, City of Warwick, Town of West Greenwich. Quorum is declared.
Just so you know, Councilman Messier is on vacation.
Minutes of the previous meeting, resolutions, SC 2024-15 and SC 2024-16, approval of the 2024 wastewater treatment facility FY 25 public hearing number 2 in May 7, 2024 sewer commission meeting.
Move the minutes.
Second.
Moving second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Superintendent's report.
Good evening, council.
Even Jeff.
Superintendent report for May 2024. Our average daily flow was 7.4 million gallons per day. Our maximum flow was 16.7 million gallons per day, and our minimum was 1 million gallons per day. For CBOD removal, we achieved a 98% removal, which was 2 milligrams per liter, and total suspended solids was 98% removal at 2.8 milligrams per liter. So doing great there. Permit for phosphorus was 0.07 below the permit. For sludge removal, we had 171 tons going to Synagro and 466 tons going to the landfill for a total of $637. Synagro continues to be a challenge where about an hour ago, I was told that they're not going to accept our loads Thursday and Friday. So no one's even at the plant when we got the email to say that we have to make plans to try and go to the Rhode Island Resource Recovery Thursday and Friday because we had an email late today saying that they can't take it. So it's a constant challenge with us, whether we're going to send there or the landfill. For our sewer backups in the collection system, there were 3 in the public lines, Providence Street, and 2 at the same address at Shippey Avenue. In the private lines, there was 3 at an address on Vincenzo Drive, 2 at an address on Bayview Drive, and 1 on Payne Street. There were no odor complaints or facility violations for the month of May. One other thing I just want to add in here is Water Street repair. So the Water Street repair is complete. We put 3 new manholes in. Everything should be good to go at that location. They're still cleaning up around there. I believe by the end of the week, all their equipment should be out of there and the public will have normal access through that road after this week. That's my report.
Any questions for Jeff?
Yeah, what if the landfill says we're not taking it today? What do we do? Are they able to do that?
They are. They only usually accept about 100 tons per day between the entire state. So if we get turned away, basically we're probably putting it on the ground until we can find somewhere to go with it.
Putting it on the ground where?
At the facility. We need to find a place to put it if we can't go anywhere with it.
Okay.
We could back up our system for a couple of days and kind of hold it inside the inventory inside the facility, but it's not good for the biological process. So if we get turned away from both facilities, it's a tough spot for us.
Is that a possibility that may happen, or?
It's a possibility, but knock on wood, has not happened yet since I've been here. So I'm trying to look into alternate options as well as far as sludge removal. So in the talks, nothing definitive yet, but I'll keep the council posted as I hear more about potentially other options.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Something's got to give. I mean, because we're not the only ones suffering at this point in
Right.
time, so.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Industrial pretreatment report.
Good evening.
Jim,
Hey, Jim.
This pretreatment is for the month of May. Our significant industrial user, Primera, and Amtrol both submitted their self-monitoring reports, and were both in compliance. Also, if you may recall in the last meeting, Amtrol had to retest as a result of their zinc, and their zinc was back into compliance. We also did our annual inspection at Primera's facilities, both 498 Washington and 500 Washington. The 498 facility will be returning to capacity as of the end of this year. The 500 Washington Street facility has been increasing their research and development and will be increasing with new equipment and expanding their capacity there over the next year. With regards to the private wastewater treatment facilities, Showcase Cinema continues to use the truck and haul waste away from the facility. They're still having trouble repairing the force main. They're trying to line it it's a patch liner, then they'll come in and physically line it. They're just having so much trouble with the water. For the moment, I'm gonna bypass the O&M manuals for the pump stations as it's in the agenda later. With regards to Neon Market, they did complete the cleaning of the line as part of the East Greenwich Square. Neon Market has a separate agreement with East Greenwich Square to clean their portion of the force main. Also, Marketplace Center, or what is commonly referred to as the Woolahoosian line, they did their biannual maintenance. We found the system to be in relatively good condition, and they updated their O&M manual because there is a new facility manager there. With regards to the food services, 100 Division Street in East Greenwich, the facility was found to be in general compliance. New permits were issued for 289 Cohasset Avenue and 239 Quaker Lane in Warwick. Scrubber Dub started their facility on New London Turnpike. They began operations this month. Plans were reviewed for 24 Quaker Lane in Warwick. Plans were in general compliance and a letter was issued. Plans and applications were also submitted for 699 Bald Hill Road. The project involved converting the former donut shop into a phone store. Plans were in general compliance and a letter was issued. Plans were also reviewed for 55 Industrial Lane. At that time, plans were not consistent with the requirements and a letter was issued. As far as construction on private wastewater systems, 1470 Main Street, center of New England, 87, the center of New England, Kent County Water, the former TGI Fridays, and 282 Pulaski Street all continue construction during the month of May. And that's all I have.
Any questions for Jim?
just out of curiosity, Jim, when you say that Showcase trucks their waste off-site, do they go to the landfill?
No, theirs is a liquid waste,
Liquid. Okay,
so they're like a septic hauler.
Yep,
And
okay.
they probably go to Cranston.
Thank you, Jim.
Next is financial report. Good evening, council. Year-to-date operating and debt expenses for the fiscal year through the end of May were $9,763,625, which was 98% of the annual budget. Overtime for May was $10,352, and for the fiscal year, it's $150,937, which is 105% of the annual budget. That is being partially offset by savings in salaries of $61,306. Personnel-related expenses for the first 11 months of the year, actual versus projection is 85%, actual versus projected 92. So we are under budget overall on personnel expenses for the year. Sludge removal cost for the year was $772,576, which is 104% of the budget. Our year-to-date sewer usage and industrial collections through the end of May were $7,466,115, which is 92% of the total billed. Our prior year sewer usage collections are $703,302, of which $142,164 is penalty interest. Fiscal year sewer assessment collections remained strong through the end of May with $327,666, which was 129% of the total billed. And cash and investments through the end of May totaled $3,813,164. This is my financial report, Council President.
Any questions for Tony?
Tony, do you know when the new bills are coming out?
New bills, we have exported the file to the printer. I'm waiting to receive samples. I'm hoping we're gonna get those in the next day or two. The goal is that the printer will put them in the mail June 28th, and people would receive them that weekend and Monday, July 1st. That is the goal, but I have not received samples yet from the printer, and then they have to go to lockbox to be tested to make sure that the scan line works properly. So we're getting a little tight on that, but I'm still hopeful we can get them out for the 28th.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Resolutions. Resolution SC 2024-17, contracts for uniforms, towels, and rugs.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Moving second, any discussion? Just want to give an update on that. Tony?
Sure. Council President, this is, Cintas currently provides, we currently have a bid in place with Cintas to provide uniforms, rugs, and towels to the facility. The uniforms are what the operators use, the maintenance guys use in the facility. Since the last time we went out to bid, Cintas has become a Rhode Island Master Price Agreement MPA vendor, and we can save money on versus our current contract if we extend with them from July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2027.
Any questions for Tony on that? Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Next is Resolution SC 2024-18, purchase of all-weather refrigerated samplers. Council President, we're going to ask that the council not act on this resolution tonight, and the superintendent will provide a little more detail as to why.
So we went out to bid for this one recently, and due to the time frame, we checked some references, or we received some references, and we were only able to check one this morning. I'd like to check one or two more references before moving forward with the purchase of these samplers. I'd like to table it until next month, please.
I just take no action.
Take no
Don't
action.
Take no
Yep.
action.
So we'll just put it on next agenda.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
mean, there is
Thank you.
quite a price differential.
Yes.
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 Old business private pump stations.
Okay, as you may recall, there were 4 outstanding private pump stations that we were working with to get the O&M manuals up to date. So what has happened is First 4N Properties has requested a time extension. Their engineer contacted us. They said they needed additional time. So we are giving them until August 16th for a completion date. For that. It's a reasonable time. They are moving forward on that. We did receive what I call minimal information from Eagles Nest and Briarwood condominiums. All we received is what I call a contact list. This is the owner, this is who we use. So they are also going to get a letter saying that this does not meet the conditions of the O&M manual, and you have until the 16th of August to finish it. But we are moving forward. We're all communicating. The last one is what we refer to as West Natick Road LLC, the Extended Stay America area. When we first sent the letter, we sent it to Extended Stay America. We found that they were not the owners or at least the managers of that pump station. So Jeff followed up with a letter giving them till the end of June for the information. We haven't received anything yet. So action for that facility, if they ask for a time extension, they will be matched with the other three. If they provide us an O&M manual, we'll review it, and we usually have comments, and we'll proceed with there. So everything is moving towards that goal. I think we have open lines of communication. We've spoken with everybody. We've spoken with the property owner at 4N Properties. The condominiums, a little more difficult because it's an association. Some, it makes it a little more difficult, but we have contacted the people that do the O&M, the maintenance of the pump stations. So I think we're making good progress, and we'll have this resolved.
Any questions for Jim on that?
I think we'll have everything wrapped up by August 16th.
That's the goal, because other than that, the letter's going out, it's a notice of violation. If I don't have it by the 15th, it's $500 fine
On the 16th.
on the 16th.
Okay.
16th is a Friday, so I kind of, instead of giving, I kind of erred in saying 60 days from receipt. It's more comprehensive, more complete, giving them a specific time and date. Because that way they, 60 days from when they receive it. I didn't receive it until last week.
So let me clarify something then. You told them August 16th,
The 16th.
but if it's not by the 15th.
No,
so if I get a
close-
letter saying it's due on the 16th.
The close
I'm
of business,
expecting it to be due.
close, normally, it's always the close of business on the 16th is the date. If we close of business is 4:00. If we don't see it by then we start the next process.
Yeah, because you said the 15th and the 16th. I just
Yeah.
want to clarify.
I'm sorry, it is the close of business on the 16th.
Do these folks have, you said you have an open line of communication. Do they have everything they need? Are they
It's just,
maybe,
it's just a matter of putting things together.
right,
I mean, for
but they know
example,
what they need to do, right?
well, when we submitted the first letter to them, I outlined exactly point by point what needs to be included. And 4M Properties is hiring an engineer. Usually, the more complete O&Ms we receive are prepared by an engineer because they follow the procedures. Now, if you've got just a maintenance facility manager, not that he's not capable, but he doesn't go through all of the steps. They sent us a list of contacts, Fernco does this, or this company does that, but it's not complete.
Sounded like they wanted you to do the legwork.
Yeah. You could put it together from what they sent you, and then fill it in with the particulars. One of the things we like to see is a site plan of showing the whole, where it is. So if a gravity line comes in, if it's blocked up, we'll have it's in the files. And Jeff can go out there, if they're not taking action, the staff can go out there, make the corrective action, and then, charge them for the service.
So is this typical, time frame? 5 months, 4 months, 6 months, whatever it's been?
Yes.
By the time we get to,
Yeah, it's
August.
been, in some cases, we've waited a long time. It's just that it's a slow process. They drag their feet, but we've managed to do this. We're still waiting, there's still a whole bunch of others that are lacking some information that we're following up on every time. But these are the ones that once we have a baseline, then we could work with it. And that's important, the baseline, because like, for example, Marketplace, they change property managers. They know enough to send us a letter. Property manager is now XYZ company. Here's the contact information. We put it in. East Greenwich Square, they've, if something happens, they let us know. And those are the big ones. Foreign properties should fall into that category. The condos, not as much, but we still need that information.
That it? Thank you, Jim.
Public comment.
Public comment on sewer. Hearing none?
Motion to adjourn.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you.